Great Scott! Hey guys, time for another movie review. This week it's No Strings Attached, and at first I thought it was going to be a documentary about Pinocchio, but it wasn't, and it made me a little bit sad inside. Alright, so in reality, this movie is just really about a girl and a guy, Natalie Portman, Ashton Kutcher, Emma, Adam, and they're trying to make this friendship with benefits work, but, you know, since it's a movie, it will eventually end up being all happy times at the very end of the movie, but in between, there's some conflicts and complications between the two and their friends and their family, and it's just kind of a huge mess. So what I got from this movie is both Emma and Adam are living sorta-ish similar lives, because both of their parents are single, and they're both in really uncomfortable relationships, well, according to them, I guess. Like Emma's mother, she's in a relationship with this guy named Bones, and when I first thought about that, I'm like, is she dating a plushie? But in reality, he's this really weird biker guy, and yeah, you don't really see him much in the movie. And now Adam's dad, he's a whole different kind of character. He's a sex freak, weed addict, actor, loving father. Except for the fact that he is kind of sleeping with his son's ex-girlfriend, which is kind of weird. Like, really weird. And another similarity between Adam and Emma, they both live on their own with friends as their roommates, except for Emma has two girls and a gay guy living with her, and Adam's friend who lives with him has two gay dads. So there's one funny thing about Adam's roommate. After Adam finds out that his ex-girlfriend is sleeping with his dad, he goes to wherever Ludacris works, who's another friend of his, except for his name's not Ludacris in the movie, but he's played by Ludacris. Anyway, his roommate, who's sitting beside him at the bar, and he's like, you know what's the best thing about having two gay dads? They're never going to eat out any of my ex-girlfriends. Alright, so I should probably mention how Emma and Adam met. They met about 15 years before the present day at some kind of camp when they were kids. And then they don't see each other for another 10 years at some random frat party while they're in college. And then they don't see each other again for another 4 years at some kind of random market where they're all grown up and they have jobs. And then Emma's like, hey, Adam, you know, why don't you come to this random event that I'm going to, you know... I'm not going to tell you what it is, but why don't you come with me? And he agrees. And it's actually her father's funeral. When he shows up to it, he's in his really bright yellow sweater. And it's really awkward because he's the only guy in bright colors. And you probably shouldn't really wear bright colors to a funeral. Just a tip. Alright, so now we're at the present date. And Adam and Emma, they see each other a little bit. Emma's like, hey, Adam, I propose this idea to you. Let's have sex every so often whenever I want you. You know, you be my boy toy or something like that. He agrees, obviously. He's kind of in a slump as well with his father and all his complications and his emotions. So they do that for a little while. It kind of you know, it doesn't really work out too well because of their relationship with their other friends. And, you know, they get jealous, so blah, blah, blah. They break up a little bit. Then they get jealous again. And then they're like, hey, let's try dating. And then it's like, yay, it's working out. But no, it's not working out. I'm not this kind of girl. Emma's like, no, no, no. And then they're like, yay, okay, we're good. Alright, so all in all, this movie was actually fairly decent, and I've already seen this once before, surprisingly. Just because, you know, I like Natalie Portman, she's pretty good. Ashton Kutcher's alright, except for I don't really like him in his earlier roles because he's kind of a weirdo. I don't know. Anyway, so this movie, I'd have to give this a good solid 7 out of 10 mustaches, just because I like Natalie Portman, and this movie was really good. And I probably will watch it sometime in the future, but not anytime too soon. But, you know, it's one of those kinds of movies. So, I don't know, what did you think about this movie? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And I guess I'll see you guys next week.